play ball tonight, man. Is it off? Is the game over? Oh, yep. Well, all right. That is um, that's not what I wanted to see out of our Cats tonight. It's embarrassing, man. It is. That's really embarrassing. Like I can't even watch it, bro. Like I can't even watch the end of the game. I really can't, bro. I don't even know what to say about this ball game, man. It's just it's just unbelievable, man. Oh yeah, this game is. And that's it. Kentucky blew it. So let's talk about it. Let's simply just talk about it because this is embarrassing, man. Kentucky falls to Florida, and it's just it never was. We fought, man. We fought, but what was that team that fought so hard at the beginning of the game? What was the coach at that showed any emotions at the beginning of the ball game? We just can't catch a break, man. Hey, Kevin Hogan, it's good to see you, man. But we didn't get blown out. So I guess you got to. I guess the name of the game is to find any positive that you can. But that's it. That's the regular season. It's over. Can y'all believe it? It just felt like we just started yesterday. Felt like we just started yesterday, man. That was one painful regular season. Over everyone. I guess I guess Jake. I guess whatever we gotta say to make ourselves feel like it's okay for what just happened. But we just got the first what 35 minutes of the ball game. We just we was no competition for Florida. Florida was just night and day, night heads and feet, whatever, better than Kentucky was. Well, hello Wednesday. let's hold some hope. Matter of fact, let me see. I don't have the picture here because we would. I wish I can actually have that picture up that I can actually do that. Let me see because we got this right here. I wish I would have had that up already so we can look at it. Well, we don't need that one because I got a feeling. No, I don't need that one. Let me see, is this the right one? Um, nope. Looks like we don't have a 10 seed, guys. Because I don't think we're gonna have a. I don't think we can get an 8 seed. Let me see. Nope. Tennessee losing. Nope. Missouri won or beat Florida. Nope. Nope. Tennessee. Nope. Mississippi State. Nope. We really gonna be a 10 seed playing on Wednesday. Everything that we needed to happen didn't happen today, and everything that we Can't get a number 5 seed because Missouri lost. We didn't beat Florida. So that's off. Nope, can't get a 7 seed. Lost to Florida. Mississippi State got beat by Georgia. And maybe Ole Miss, maybe Oklahoma would beat or 10 seed, lose to Florida. Alabama beats Auburn. Georgia beats, Tennessee loses. Dude, we might be a 15 seed in the tournament. Dude. Chandler's wife. Mike Dow, you're funny, bro. But bro, we're playing on Wednesday. Can someone look up to ask when's the last time Kentucky played on a Wednesday in the SEC tournament? Maybe that year we had that really bad year. This is embarrassing, man. It is. And I can't believe that I've been up this whole time for this. I don't even drink coffee, but I might need some coffee. Yep. Our guy, I don't know what's up with that's 2 straight games that Colin didn't do anything. Ain't did a thing. Like what happened to him, man? He just regressed horribly at the wrong times. Bro, Chris, we can't even get a 4th seed. I mean, an 8 seed. Even an 8 seed is out. Because Mississippi State lost to Georgia. So we can't get an 8 seed. So we're looking at a 10 seed. 8 seed is off the table. Yep. I'm going to need something harder than I'm referring to. I need something that can help keep me up at work. I still got to be up all day, man. Like all day. And I have to drive like about 45 minutes, 50 minutes to work. Traffic won't be too bad today, hopefully. But I still got to drive to work. None of this is looking good for me at all. Can a person, let me ask you guys a question. Can a person be too dedicated to something? I mean, can they just be too dedicated? At what point do you, as a fan, decide that it's time for you to step away from something just if for nothing else, for your sanity? I'm just saying, because this is, I don't know, my eyes hurt. I got bags under my eyes. I got to go put some ice up under my eyes. Guys, I don't know what we just watched tonight, but it wasn't our Wildcats until the last 3 minutes of the ball game. And I don't know if Florida just stopped playing and just did just enough to hold on or what, but we just won't work all day. A spurt of energy. My ankle's hurt. I don't want to do jumping jacks. I'm too old to be. That's insane, Chris. And as a matter of fact, that's the only thing that I have to even show. We might even fall to 11 if things continue to go wrongly. That's for sure. Because things just ain't looking good for the Wildcats right now. It just ain't on no levels. And let's be real, a lot of those players, that was the last time we seen them in a Kentucky white uniform. That was it. We don't know who, and we don't have to go into it. But a lot of those players we won't ever see in a white uniform for Kentucky. Well, yes, we will. We won't ever see them in a white uniform playing at Lexington again. A lot of, we know that Ortega, we know that Aberdeen, we know that those guys are done. But there's a few players this year that will not be back on Kentucky squad and will not be in a white and blue at Rupp Arena when the season opens next year. 36 years of fallen. Vandy 2020 really made me question some things. Because I'll be like, dude, like what? Look, if I was home, okay, if I was home and I never had to lose any sleep at all, and I could just do this and then just lay down in the bed like normal people, I probably wouldn't be questioning myself. But I can't go to work and tell people, hey man, I'm sleepy. Why? I've been up all night watching Kentucky and doing shows. That's your fault. Go to work. I can't do that. I'm exhausted, man. Yeah. Like I go to sleep at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon just so I can get up and watch the games and hopefully, because I know when I get up, I'm not going back to sleep. And then at least if you win the ball game, at least I can be a little bit more happy about it. And that right there will be self energy within itself. But when Kentucky comes out and plays like this in the first half and just lays the egg, and I'm not saying that Florida is not a much better team than Kentucky. I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying we just came out and played like it didn't matter to us. That's what I'm talking about. We just played like it didn't matter to us. And I'm not even going to get into what Coach Pope did or what Coach Pope didn't do. These players tonight didn't show up. And we just it's almost like it's almost like the players are saying, whew, it's just almost over, man. I don't have anything else in my tank. Like I'm running on fumes. I don't have any more jump shots. I don't have any more hustle in me. I don't have any more grit. I don't have any more motivation. I have nothing to play for. I'm just ready for the season to be over with. That's sort of kind of what we're doing right now. That's how we're playing down the stretch. We keep regressing game after game after game. We just keep getting bad. And here we are. We saw how good they played against Vandy. We saw that. They played against Vandy. And Vandy shot the ball. I think I heard someone say 72% from 2 points, and we still beat them, and it wasn't even close. And then the last two games, we play like, well, you guys we got a revenge game win out of us, and that's all you're gonna get for us for the rest of the year. We didn't show up and we didn't do the right thing, man, against this game. We finished strong, and that's good. And I guess we didn't lose by 40 because we could have easily. But then again, when you have your starters over on the bench laughing at us and over there listening to music, we're supposed to be the one laughing. We're supposed to be the ones who supposed to be on the sideline listening to the music, shaking our head, and enjoy the home crowd festivities. No, it's Florida coming in there. Florida came in for a business trip. Once they knew UConn lost their ball game, and once they knew that UConn went down to the second seed, Florida said, we're taking care of business. Ain't no way we losing this ball game. And Kentucky made sure that they didn't lose it. Somebody's betting on these ball games. This is ridiculous. So what do we do going into the NCAA tournament? If we don't even have legs to even play a 40-minute game and act like it mattered for 40 minutes, how are we going to start on a Wednesday and go all the way and win the SEC tournament? Somebody make it make sense to me because I'm not understanding it at all. This is the product that we got on the field. This is what we got. This is what we're dealing with. I'm just going to say, and you can't turn away because you love them too much, because you love Kentucky too much. So you can't just turn off the channel and act like and pretend like Kentucky's not on the TV. So what do? You keep showing up. Maybe it's us. Maybe it's our fault as the fans for keep believing too much and keep having high expectations. Don't talk to me, Vandy Chris. I don't want to hear it at all. But we lost. Okay, so at least we hope we get so maybe we get the 10. See, I like this. Somebody always in the chat who always helps ground me. Yeah, we playing Wednesday. I hope we get the 10 seed. 9 means Florida again if we make it that far. So there you go. Let's hope we don't get it. But if we get Arkansas, they want a rematch. Tennessee wants a rematch. Vandy wants a rematch. Now, we might want a rematch against Bama. We might want a rematch against Auburn or Missouri or Georgia. Those are not guaranteed wins neither. This is tough, man. This is tough. I think we have put ourselves in a pickle for real. Some of Don Ho said the refs are making some the refs are making some money. Yep. They Ryan Crump, good to see you. Should be boycott till they fix these refs. It's discussion. It's a lot. It's a lot of calls we didn't get tonight, man. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm not gonna sit here and say that the referees caused us to lose this ball game. They didn't make it easy for us, but we just didn't play good basketball. And I think that's where, for me, that's where the ownership needs to be taken, is that our guys just didn't show up tonight to have a good basketball game into the last few minutes. And at that point, Florida, in my eyes, was just doing enough just to hold on to the game, because it didn't matter how much. Of course, if they would have won big, then that would have really, really cemented their number one seed in March. But they knew they was gonna get number one seed because they won the regular seasons. They went on the road to Kentucky and beat them. It never was close until the end of the ball game. Florida was gonna get that number one seed anyway. I've been there, Mike. Don't quit on UK. Quitting ain't in your DNA. But we did say 2 years ago, UK fans thought way too highly of UK in the current era of sports. We might have to lower our expectations, man. I hate to say that about Kentucky. I hate to say that about fans. I get it. You could still always want Kentucky to be the best of the best. But this is where we're going to find ourselves at year after year after year until we pass this drought. Our expectations is we got to win the SEC, we got to win the SEC tournament, and we got to hang banners. We don't have the team to do that. And if we continue to believe that the teams that we got is going to be able to do that, then we're going to be highly, highly disappointed at that, for real. JMI will be around into 2045 forever. We can't get out of that. That's a binding contract. Maybe the new athletic director can maybe figure out a loophole to get out of it. Maybe they can go talk to somebody else, and then we got to forfeit the contract. I don't know, but something's got to be done. Pals, we played great against one of the best teams in the NCAA. Come on. You're not going to get fined. If you got that steal, we possibly get a W. We just didn't get it done tonight. I wish people would stop making excuses of Kentucky sucks. They have all. I'm just saying, like, I'm not going to blame Coach Pope tonight. I'm not going to throw the book at him. Our guys just didn't play basketball tonight at all. Now, I mean, the energy wasn't there. We had Modi and we had Ortega. That's it. Nobody else played like they wanted to be on the floor tonight at all until the end of the ball game. It was too late then. It was too late. We was behind the curve. It ain't Coach Pope. Coach Pope don't shoot free throws. Coach Pope don't block out. Coach Pope can't get defensive rebounds. We are who we are as a team. And I have to have the reality of just saying that. And I know if BC is watching this, BC is going to say, we're missing guys. Okay. So we're missing J-Lo. We're missing Cam and JQ, right? That's cool. But you can't teach effort. And if we don't have effort out there with the guys that we got, then there's no way we're going to win ball games. We might not have these guys, and I get it. And I get the whole narrative that if other good teams was missing the kind of guys we was missing, they wouldn't be good as well. I'm talking about a level of effort now. I'm talking about people going out on the floor and wanting to play ball, wanting to participate. And when you don't have that, when you have guys just kind of going through the motions, I don't care if we had everybody on the team. If we still not playing basketball like we want to win, then what else can we do? Now, maybe we get Cam back, maybe, but that's a bad injury though. If they say he can come back, he's coming back. I get all of that, but he got 220 plus pounds, a 6'8" frame, and as mobile and as much as he hops around on a foot. Come on, man. I mean, that's just not something that you could just be like, oh, it's okay, just come on back. And if we want Cam back next year, then guess what we got to do? Cam's got to miss rest of the year, man. Yeah, I know that's hard telling a young man that. And I'm not here to say miss the season. If his doctors, if his parents, most important, if he thinks he can go, then he goes. And we support that. But we want Cam back, and we would love to have Cam back next year, completely healthy, healed from his foot injury. And that's just me putting it out there. Colin he had 2 points, and that was a dunk. I think it was, and that was it. He didn't even shoot the ball in the second half except a dunk, except a missed dunk and a dunk. That's the only time he shot the ball all game. You mean tell me Collins is that good and he can't find a way to get his shot? He can't even get to the basket? No. Like, it ain't adding up to me, man. It's just not. Things are not making sense to me. Somebody please just help me make it make sense just a little bit. It's not. Colin can't give more than 23 minutes of effort. That fatigue is killer. I guess so. I mean, at this particular point of the year, and people are tired and just, I'm ready for the season to be over. Oh, this is it. Oh, I really don't want to do this anymore. And look, let's just end the season today. Let's skip the SEC tournament. Let's skip the NCAA tournament. Let's don't even think about the NIT tournament. And let's just shut down the year so people can rest. Everybody in the nation is tired. It's been a long year. It's been a grueling year. I get all that, but we got to find something. We at home on senior night. If you can't get up and get motivated enough for that, then what are you doing? Where's your heart at? We need to have a heart check. We need to have players have some true heart checks out there on the floor. Florida's a great team. It wouldn't shock me if Florida ran it back this year. It wouldn't shock me whatsoever. Florida's that good. Yeah. Duke won't beat them. I don't think Duke can beat them. I'm trying to think who won that game. I think Duke beat Florida the first game of the year, I think it was, when they played, or was it the SEC ACC Challenge? I know they won already, but this ain't the same Florida team that started the year off. These guys are gelling and these guys are playing ball. We don't know who we play in the SEC tournament. We would know that after tonight's games is over. I'm not even sure who has the last games of the night, but we'll know that once it's all over. But I can tell you what we don't have, Ryan Crump. We don't have a 4 seed because we couldn't beat Florida tonight. We don't have a 5 or 6 or 7 seed. We can't even get an 8 seed tonight. So whoever we play, might play Auburn again. I don't know. I hope we get Auburn. We need to beat them. I don't know. But it's okay, Colin. He didn't make plays tonight. How about that then? I might not say his name right, and he didn't play right tonight. So there you go, Castle Chris. Appreciate your response, big guy. It's not Collins. It's Chandler did not have a good game tonight. Is that okay with you, Castle? Thank you. I appreciate you calling me out on how to pronounce the guy's name. Thank you. Let me explain us having players is to give Coach Pope some respect. But if Pope didn't substitute, we could have got beat by 25. Our guys had enough stamina to get back in the game. I'm not and BC. This is one of those games where I haven't criticized Coach Pope. This is the players. We couldn't run with Florida, and we didn't have the energy. Period. We didn't. That's my complaint tonight is we just didn't come out and play like it mattered. I guess we was fatigued. But if we fatigued, then you know what? We got 4 days to get ready for a game on Wednesday, most likely. Are we still going to be tired? Is that going to be the excuse? Are we going to be tired when we play the first NCAA game? I don't know. I need to get in shape, so I'm not complaining. These guys are athletes. It's the reason why LeBron's still playing, because LeBron conditioned like nobody else. That's why he can play at 40, 41, because he conditions like nobody else. He's a true world-class athlete. Sometimes you got to condition on yourself. You just can't just do what everybody else is doing. You got if you want to be the best, you got to train like the best. Carrying all that money brings fatigue at any age. I guess so. Some big pockets to carry. It is. This is for Castle. I think I've always said his name incorrectly, and I think that's on me. So hey, way to point that out, Castle. Absolutely. I'm not upset. People call me out all the time. I don't get upset. This is definitely a page that we grow together. So I appreciate that, Castle. Absolutely. We just have a significant drop off so hopefully in this new season. Yeah, trying to stay positive. I'm trying to stay positive in what we made. You know, I still love my Wildcats though. It don't mean I'm happy, but I still love my Wildcats though. We just got to keep playing, man. Kevin, I see your comment. Kevin says we have a team full of role players outside of Oway. Role players outside of Oway. Marino is not ready yet. Yeah, look, man. If I got to be positive on that one aspect, their guy Chenalou or whatever his name is, he gives a lot of people problems. Not just Marino, but he gives upperclassmen problems. Marino just wasn't good enough tonight. He just wasn't. I'm saying Coach Pope didn't rest our players. They wouldn't have had any energy to make a run like they did. Same thing happened first game against Florida. I can't argue with you, BC. You the man, bro. Chandler was tired in early on when Pope took him out and JJ in. Must not be feeling too well then, bro. I don't know. Like, I just don't know. How do you have I guess we have off nights. Marquette wasn't supposed to beat UConn tonight, but they did. So we have off nights. UK's had a lot of off nights this year. So how do we wrap this all up? How do you sum up the regular season in one word? Tell me that. How do you sum up the regular season for Kentucky basketball in one word? Is it possible? Do you have to join 10 words together to make one? Oh, for real. The subs didn't do, the subs wasn't horribly bad tonight. But then again, one of those subs happened to be Mo D, and Mo D came out here and they played. You still didn't get a whole lot from Garrison. He had one good move inside that he scored. I think he had a putback. You got one 3-pointer out of Jasper. Other than that, you got turnovers. Jelly didn't really give you a whole lot tonight. If Oway and Mo D didn't do what they did tonight, I think we get beat by 40 points. I do. Aberdeen finally got a 3 to fall. It's confusing refs. You think we get 20 wins? I don't know if we're gonna get 20 wins this year. We might go in the NCAA March Madness says what 19 and 15, I think it is. Because what are we now? We're 19 and 13. I'm 19 and 14. Pope understands the assignment, but he's struggling with the test. I mean, are we just at the point where we just got to see? We just ready to say, let's just see what happens next year? Because I mean, I don't know who's out there. We get excited about March, but does anyone really believe in their hearts of hearts that we can do something special? Maybe we can. The problem is we just don't know what team is going to show up from game to game. Like, where's that Vandy team at? We just have bad matchups. Like, how do you not play at home? How do you play against Vandy with all that energy, and then you go on the road to Texas A&M and it's not there? And then how do you play on senior night at home against the defending champions and you don't have more energy? Once again, we just don't have the talent here at Kentucky this year. And that's just something, it's a hard pill to swallow, but it's the truth. We just don't have the personnel. And my expectations from here until the season is over, it's going to have to be what it is. If we win a game, beautiful. If we don't, it hurts. We gotta move on. Well, Travis Gooden, you have been very upbeat, and you have been very sorry about that. We have been very, very positive throughout the whole show. So big salute out to you. I'm gonna throw that up right here. Where's that at? Let me see if I can throw that up right here. That's for you, Travis, because you have been one way. You have been positive the whole time. Pope's not going anywhere. He'll be around he'll be around the dog next year too. Yeah, Pope ain't going nowhere, bro. Like Pope's not getting fired. He's not losing his job. On the hot seat, yes, but he's not losing his job. He'll be our coach next year. And if he wants to be the coach the year after, he better go get a GM and he better get some players in here. I think we have to enjoy any positive that comes out of this year and not let our souls get crushed any further by the bad stuff. This year is going nowhere fast. So we just choose to be happy. Just choose to be positive. And I think that's probably the best thing that we can really do is just choose to be positive. And that's probably the best that we can do. Absolutely. Lost 26 games in 2 consecutive years. How many times in our lifetimes has Kentucky basketball lost 26 games in 2 consecutive years? Probably not often, bro. Mike Dow, probably not often at all. Is all the players come back after this season? No. Josh, good to see you. I'm not sure if I saw you before, but no, everybody's not coming back. As I said before, a handful of those players, that's the last time at Rupp Arena that we'll see those guys in a white uniform. We might see them at March. We will. But some of those players you'll never see in a white uniform, white and blue uniform at Kentucky on Rupp Arena's floor anymore after tonight. When they walk off the floor tonight, that's their last time. And I'm not talking about Ortega and Aberdeen. I'm talking about other players. Some of those players are not coming back next year. I don't think we get Jasper back. I don't think we get BG back. I don't think we get Jelly back. I don't even Noah didn't even play the second half. I don't know if we even get Noah back or not, unless Noah said, "Look, I know who I am. I know what I'm capable of. I know that I'm a 4-year player, so I'm locked in for 4 years." If he says that, Noah's back next year. Byron Campbell. We lost to a hot number 1 seed, and by single digits, we can beat a lot of teams outside of the top 8. We have to avoid them as long as possible. We got to think to ourselves as well too. That's a positive thought. I'm liking these positive thoughts because it helps me. It helps me not to be so upset because it keeps me grounded and realize to look at the bigger picture once in a while. It do. Just saying, think of it that way, and a loss won't be as bad. Anthony Craven, you're right. Absolutely. Haters, you eat cheese with that wine. You know what? I don't know what happened to the camera on Thursday night. So if you guys are just joining, my goal is to do a 12-hour marathon to see if we can get to 5,000 subscribers. 12 hours. I probably have to, because I'm not sure. I probably have to split it up into 3 different segments: 4 hours, 4 hours, and 4 hours. Because I'm not sure if the video was streamed for 4 straight hours. That I'm not sure of. So for 12 straight hours. So on my 12-hour marathon to raise 5,000 subscribers for the page, we're gonna do it in 4-hour increments. So we'll do 4 hours, start a new stream, and keep going. 12 hours, that's a long time, bro. Byron, Georgia, Auburn, AM, Missouri, all was in top 8 teams, and we got beat. But hey, we're just and Potter is probably coming back, and hopefully Hawthorne comes back as well too. We don't know. we got to see how that all coming. We all got to see how that all comes back. Potter may go back to Miami of Ohio and says, "I'm out of here. I'm going back over here." Mm. Well, well, it's too late to try to get your guys in shape now. We don't have time for that now. We've been playing 2 games a week. I don't know. People got to get in the gym and they got to take responsibilities for their bodies. If you know you out of shape, you need to go to the gym or you need to go for a run on a regular basis or do something to help you stay in shape. Because at this particular year, and if you're not in shape, and if you're going to SEC tournament and March Madness, and your excuses be I'm tired. If you're tired, then don't go on the floor. You just shouldn't because you got to take responsibility for your body. Teams and raised St. John's, Tennessee, Arkansas, and Vandy. Mike, I see those teams and raised St. John's, Tennessee, Arkansas. What? Hey Byron. Hey, what do you mean raised? Dick Vitale made the best comments there about Kentucky basketball. No more victories at Kentucky. That's not Kentucky basketball. There is exactly. There's like they don't get a cookie because they came back. If they would have played hard in the first place, maybe we wouldn't have to go through this. I don't know. I don't know, man. But I don't like this negative side of myself. I don't. And I guess I got a choice whether I can be negative or positive. I'm gonna be positive. I am because it's Florida, and Florida's probably gonna make a strong push for a repeat. Good point. I wonder if Pope wants them condition like Patino did with Pope's group, but Pope doesn't run them as hard because he remembers how hard those practices was. They won a national championship by running that hard and getting in shape. They made practices harder than the games was. Yeah. And also playing for the name on the front of the jersey meant something back in the day as well too. It wasn't that we getting paid, so we do our own thing. No, they want to see Kentucky win ball games, and it mattered to them. Mike called out the top 8 statement. Okay, this better team has. Don't forget to leave your comments for one word to describe this year's team for the regular season. Not based off what we could do or what we will do in the SEC tournament or March, but one word to describe what we have what we have done up to this point. Yeah. Mike, you would get tired when you are playing hard in both ends of the court. Florida guys are getting rest. Yeah. I BC, I get tired just by looking at them running up and down the court. These guys are athletes though, bro. You know, BC, I'm glad you got the voice of reason. I just don't want to hear it right now because my Cats didn't show up in the first half. We just didn't. Florida came in at Kentucky on our court and had more energy than we had. Explain that, BC. Explain it. I'm waiting. How do you have a team like Florida come in and have more energy than you on your home court on senior night with a double bye on the line? I get it. We can talk about fatigue when we get into the ball game. I agree with you, but you can't make an excuse for the guys not coming out in the first part of the ball game and half playing. What kind of excuse do you have for that? We didn't get motivated. We didn't play like it mattered to us, and we let Florida come out and play like everything was on the line for them. Once again, Kentucky had stuff on the line to play for, and we dropped the ball. I don't care because we came back in the last 3 minutes of the ball game. Florida like, look, just do what you gotta do to win the ball game. Period. Just win the ball game. They didn't care. They could have lost by 1 point, and they could have won by 1 point, and they wouldn't even care. The point is, we gotta come out and we gotta play like it matters from the tip off. Are you telling me we tip? Are you telling me that we fatigue when the ball tips? Is that what I'm hearing? Because I can't accept that. It is. Is 23 coming back after the season is over? I think the one big toss-up is Mo D. The The question is Mark Pope going to try to persuade him to stay another year? I think that's the biggest thing. Is he going to is he going to request a starting role in the starting lineup? Will he be willing to come off the bench? We have a lot of questions out there surrounding some of the players, and especially Mo D. And if they can't be tired at the beginning of the game when they go down by 20. Yeah. I mean, how you get down by 20 and you're tired already? I don't understand. You act like we just played off. Look, first game of the year, first few games of the year, we working, we getting our legs together. We getting in game shape. You're playing one game a week. One game a week. Now you're playing two high tempo, high quality basketball games twice a week. You mean tell me that you ain't got time to on your off day to just run, to just go for a nice run, or just be active? Look, people who want to win ball games, they do whatever it takes to win ball games. Period. Prove me wrong. If Colin is tired, why? Why are you tired for a young man? Is that a sign that you just whatever? Too much activity today before the ball game? Come on, man. We gotta look at it for what it is. And our guys just didn't show up to play, and we got behind. And the one team in the SEC that you cannot ever afford to get down by that many points is Florida, and you let it happen on your floor, the last game of the year, with a double bye on the line and senior day. How many guys will be back? We're going to get into that. This is just, we're going to get in. I know everybody wants to talk about who's coming back next year, who's leaving. Believe me, we might be talking about that sooner than later. And I hate to say that. I do. I hope Joshua transfers. Sorry, I didn't think he can play. See what I'm saying? Some people want Jasper to leave. Some people want Jasper to stay. The fan base is going to be torn by what happens. Somebody is going to be unhappy that he stayed and he left, or he stayed and he left. The fan base as a whole will not be happy unless we win in ball games. But you're not going to make everybody happy, though. Well, and that's the problem with the AD is that it looks like it's going to be somebody that's been up under that's been in the as they say, the bloodline for a while. We're not going to go out and hard. We need to go out and get somebody fresh, somebody that is coming in and willing to shake things up, whether that's the GM and the AD. And unless they know numbers, and they know numbers like the back of their hands. Otherwise, we need to get the right people in here, and we can't just bring people in here just because they had previous ties to Kentucky. It's got to, if that's the case, and you know what you're doing, and you've had ties to Kentucky before, and you can still come in here and you can really do a great job, I'm okay with that. But I'm a strong believer. Sometimes you got to cut ties with people who have ties with something and go out and get somebody completely fresh with fresh ideas or fresh views, and just come in and just get things back where they need to be at. Jasper was built like a teenager, and I hope, for me, I hope he stays another year, and gets bigger, matures, gets better. Let's see what he can do. And here's the thing with Jasper is I hope Jasper comes back and we have at least 3 strong point guards, so he never has to worry about, so he can go down the court and score. He ain't got to worry about having the ball in his hands for too long. We just don't. Jasper and Malachi both need to go. Need to go to better programs with top level coaches. They are young and still have a lot of potential. They will never reach that potential here under Coach Pope. There you go. You don't hear about people saying about Malachi leaving very often. But once again, Mark Hammer says he thinks they should go. So we're not going to make everybody happy in this situation. We're just not, no matter how hard we try. some people are going to be upset. That's for sure. So, I'm okay with Jasper coming back next year. I don't have any issues. The question is Jasper's corner, his people, and him. How does this work out with them? I don't think because it won't be an issue of numbers when it comes to money because he's going to get paid. I think it's an issue of playing time and how does Coach Pope want to use him depending on what guys we bring in here next year. So we'll see how it works out. You guys can have Wagner back. That's okay. You guys can have him. I need Dink Payton and UK jersey next year. See, that's the thing with Dink though. Like, why would Dink be any different than the player that went to Alabama and they had to shut down his year for eligibility and all this kind of issue stuff and playing ball and forfeiting ball games? Why would anybody want to take that chance to go get a Dink? And if we get him, and if we lose him because of qualifications or whatever you want to call it, if we lose him, then we out of a player. Let's go get somebody that we know that can play for a whole season, and we ain't got to worry about eligibility. But if everything is good through the legislation, everything is good with judges, everything was good with the NCAA, and these guys can come back and play basketball, I guess. But once again, that's a toss-up. And once you go pro, just stay gone. It is. Just stay gone. I think Malachi and Jasper should go because I think the world of these kids have been treated like crap. I've seen a lot of our fans call these kids trash. And there you go. I mean, and hey, like I said, I don't see Malachi leaving. I see Malachi coming back for year 2. Jasper is the one that I think is on the line. I think it's just I wouldn't be shocked if he stayed, and I wouldn't be shocked if he leaves. He should have. But what about the guy from Alabama? Because that's the only guy I know. The guy from Baylor. Only know for me, unless you guys can tell me. I know 2 guys that came back. Is the guy that went to Baylor and the guy that went to Alabama. I don't know what happened with the guy from Baylor. But Baylor never was really all that great anyway, even with the guy. But I know with Alabama, they had to shut him down for the rest of the year. They said, nope, 3 games, 4 games, you're done. You're not playing no more. So what happened with him? What's the difference between the guy for Alabama and him? Because I don't think the other guy signed a contract neither. I could be wrong. I just don't follow it like that. Sounds like he's going to be everyone who wants. Sound like there's going to be an executive order that is going to change a lot of things. So you do not put your hope in this guy from the G League. And I think this is my whole thing. Where's that at? I just lost it because I want to put that up. This right here makes a lot of sense right here. We can't put everything in one basket, hoping that Dink can come to Kentucky and hoping that he's going to be the guy that's going to help us get back to where we need to be at when we're not even certain about the restrictions and about the rules, and we're going to go all out and you're going to bring him in and somebody's going to be like, well, you brought in Dink. I ain't going there. And then Dink can't play, and that player went somewhere else and balling out, and now we're one guy short of a strong point guard. I think the best thing to go is transfer portal, see if we can get a guard coming out of high school, I guess, and go that route. I hope that doesn't bite us in the butt. But truth be told, I just don't know if I'm willing to take that chance with Dink. I just don't. I need to know for 100% of fact that this guy can come in and everything, the legislation, everything has been taken care of, that it says these guys can play basketball again in college, period. I need that in black and white, everything. And then I feel a little bit better about it. But we saw that we didn't get JQ back. We saw that Jalen Lowe got hurt. Guys, and when we down players, we struggle. We're fatigued at home on a senior night because we don't have enough people. Do we want that to be the same narrative next year? The same narrative is this, well, we're tired. We've been playing our ball game, but we got people sitting on the bench because we took chances on them. Come on. Got to do better than that. Yeah, that's his name. Better. Season is pathetic, 19-12. I look, once again, I'm not advocating for anybody to transfer out of Kentucky, but the reality of it is that that's just what it is now. Kids are transferring. Kids are not happy. They're leaving. Do you think BG is happy right now? Probably not. Do you think BG comes back next year? It's a toss-up. I don't know. A lot of people is already pushing him out the door. I'm not going to push anybody out the door. I support people if they want to come back next year. I just hope we bring the people in and the people that stays that's going to have the right attitude, that's going to want to come out and play basketball as a team, not selfish basketball, but as a team, and hustle and give motivation every single night. That's what I want to see out of anybody that's in a Kentucky uniform next year. And I don't think that's too hard to ask for. I don't. Oh, they stop saying kids. I guess you're right, Stuart. I guess you can't call these. I don't want to see these young men. They can park both as my coach, baby. I'm not going to ask any of these young men to leave. It's between them, Coach Pope, and everything else. Only thing I can do is just continue to support whoever's wearing this jersey. That's who I continue to support. I can't worry about anything else. At least with the NBA, he didn't. I'm telling you, all Pope is. I'm telling you, where's that at? I missed it. Kids on Disney make money, but they still kids. Doesn't stop individuals from having feelings. Yeah, absolutely. These guys have feelings, man. They do. And I'm not here to bash these guys whatsoever. You guys know that's not what I do on this show. I'm not bashing the kids at all. I criticize the effort. I criticize when they don't show up to play. I criticize that. But other than that, these guys are young men. They have families. They're brothers. They're, you know what I'm saying? They're sons. I'm not going to go out there and bash them like that. I wouldn't want you can critique my son all you want to. Just don't bash him. Why? I mean, just because you love this right here? Come on, man. None of us on here would enjoy having a child, and just because they was not the best in basketball or sport and they didn't have the best games, none of us as parents would ever want to hear fans how they talk about the kid or how they talk about these young men and these ladies. We don't want to hear that as parents. So just critique the game, see what happens, and then we go from there. Absolutely. Must be the new norm, huh? I hope not, man. New standard. Now, coach, for real. So let's just see how this all pans out, man. For real. I've been live for almost 3 hours now. I have to go get ready for work. I apologize for a short show, but I just have to go get ready. Let's just hope the Cats can make some noise in the SEC tournament and even the NCAA tournament. At the end of the day, tournament time is the only thing you get remembered for. We're in a new season now, man. When we like the regular season is over, can we put that aside? I guess it still hurts though. It hurts like crap. It depends if you count COVID or not. It does. Getting paid changes a lot of things, man. Well, but still, I get it. You know, we still getting paid. I get paid. Do I want people calling me names just because I'm getting paid? No, not really. I mean, I don't want to get called names. See what I'm saying? That's true, BG, BC. But BC, I have to ask you though, do you think our guys was going to? You think our guys gave it all they had tonight in the first half, and then the first 35 minutes of the ball game. Keep it real. What am I hearing? Oh, something just started. Why is this a start for? That's not good. Okay, I'm not sure why that started. I'm like, what am I hearing? Maybe, oh yeah, I do got to get ready for work. Take it easy, folks. Good, fun group, even if the games are rough. Let's see what happens Wednesday. Cal was mocking, but that's Ewan. I mean, that's what Cal does. Hope your job isn't too stressful to not get any sleep. I just got to try to stay awoke, bro. That's all I can do. I look, before I get off of here, Big Mike was a little negative tonight. Okay. But before I get off here, I want people to know one thing. I love my Kentucky Wildcats. I will support them every day of the week. I ain't going nowhere. I'm disappointed because of the way we play ball games and that we can't get the wins. And it ain't all about wins sometimes. It's about how you perform. And at least if you show up and try. So yeah, I get angry when I feel like my team is not showing up. They could have gave up. They could. Absolutely right. They could have gave up. But, I mean, BC. So this guy right here, if it's your first time watching, he's my co-host on Monday nights. Okay, I don't really like him, and I wish he would mute his mic more, but he doesn't. But I always respect what he has to say. BC played ball. I didn't play basketball. I wasn't going to play basketball at all. But he didn't play football. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of like so when BC talks, Big Mike listens, and I have the utmost respect for not only BC, but I have a lot of respect for everybody that's in this chat and everybody who supports the channel. Everybody here at this channel has an opinion, and it matters. And as you noticed, I'm not calling out anybody for having a different opinion than what I have, because most of the time my opinion is wrong anyway. Let's just be real. So I appreciate everybody on this page who gives support, and I appreciate everybody who's actually hit the like button already. Thank you for that. I will be the first to say our team lay an egg. Absolutely, yeah. So, and when you look like you're not playing hard, but then you also playing, as you said earlier, a team that is just much better than us. I guess it does look like we're just not playing, because it looks like we're just moving in slow motion because Florida is so much better than we are as a team. Maybe. So maybe I'm just getting ahead of myself. I don't know. That's where I'm at. I'm all for holding the players and coaches accountable, but flooding the medias and trying to force people to leave and threaten them does nothing but make stuff worse. I got to throw this up as my last comment, because this is you're spot on. We can be upset about the ball game. I can sit here and I can be upset all day long that maybe I feel like that the Cats didn't that on the court, on that court, that they didn't give it all they got the whole ball game, and they waited until it was too late to play like they really cared. I can do that all day, but outside that court, you're not gonna hear me bash nobody. You're just not gonna have. I don't bash my own kids when they make a mistake. So why am I gonna go bash somebody else's kids when they make a mistake? It's just not gonna happen. We're gonna talk about the game. We're gonna be angry, and then we're gonna keep it moving. There's a way to do all of that. HT, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Hate on social media, not with Mike though. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm angry about the ball game. I feel upset that I feel like that we didn't fight until the last 5 minutes of the ball game. That's, to me, that's when I felt like everybody wanted to win the ball game, or that's when I felt like everybody was giving it their best. That's just my opinion, and my opinion is no more better than almost in this pencil. It's gonna fade away if you use it long enough. I guess that's probably a bad analogy, but my point is, they're my team, and I love. And the guys who have to take off the jersey are playing for Kentucky. They may go away, but my love for these guys, it's not going nowhere. So I don't have any choice but to cheer. I ain't cheering for Duke. I ain't cheering for Louisville no time soon. I ain't cheering for, you know what I'm saying? I ain't cheering for these other teams. So I'm in for the long haul. Be upset about the loss. Let's get better, and let's see if we can go make some. Let's go see if we can make some noise in the SEC tournament. That's probably the best we can do. I just try to be respectful to the players, to Coach Pope. Even if I'm angry, I'm gonna be angry, but it's always a way to be respectful, and you got to know how to not cross that line, and you got to have some type of self control where you're able to critique what's going on the court, and you can even critique Coach Pope's coaching. But I don't like telling people, hey, you need to quit, telling people you need to transfer, telling people you're just straight garbage. This particular game, you might have not been any good, but we'll see what happens next ball game. And hopefully we get it together. Hopefully we can win a game in the SEC tournament at least once. Let's see if we can get it done. Jamie said this is one of the worst UK teams I've seen in my lifetime. I love Kentucky basketball, but it's heartbreaking. But maybe a better day comes Wednesday. We'll show up and we'll see what happens. Absolutely. Thanks, Kevin. I appreciate you as well. So make sure you guys go and hit that like button. It will mean a lot to me. Thank you guys so much as well. I appreciate that. And until next time, go Cats, guys. And I'm going to go to work, I think. Just take a sick day. Nah, it's okay. I don't like taking sick days because I get bored at home. And you can't eat outside anyway because it's Ramadan. So no restaurants are open during the daytime. So you can't go and order food. I think Subway and one more restaurant is open around town for you to walk into. You can order grub, like you can order a food service to have it delivered, but you can't walk into any restaurant except those two and actually physically order food or sit down, and you can't even sit down and eat. You got to get your food to go. You can't chew gum in the car. You can't drink water in the car. Nothing. You can't consume anything while riding down the road. None of that. So, yeah. Feed into the social media made to the championship. Glad that the Twins and Randall that year didn't feed into the social media, made it to the champ. Anything can happen, guys. But let's be real though. Like we don't have Twins this year, and we don't have a Randall. And I don't mean to be negative, BC, but I get your point. You got a good point. Unfortunately, we don't have none of those guys. But hey, it's March Madness. Crazier things have happened. Let's see if Kentucky can make some crazy things happen and make some, as we say, let's see if we can make some magical things happen in March. Till next time, go Cats. I'm out. Don't forget to smash that like button, guys, and I appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't as well.